Hey everybody, Patrick Smith here again at the West Virginia Game Developers Expo 2018, and I'm here with Lacey, Lansaw and Kyle Nestmann from Roundtable Studios, and we're here talking about Mine 18.
Yes, that is correct.
So Lacey, tell us about the inspiration and what we have going on here with Mine 18 today.
So Mine 18 was originally created as a part of an environment design class. Our goal was to just make a really beautiful environment, and we chose Appalachia as our source material because we can just go outside and look at it. And, we're from EKU, so it's right outside of our door. We can go get reference images real fast. Further, we wanted to kind of highlight more about the culture of Appalachia and what it's like in a mining town. So as we're continuing development, we're slowly starting to add in some more of those important cultural elements that maybe people who aren't from Appalachia don't really know about us and really understand, how beautiful not only the scenery is, but like our culture and our art and our music is in general. This game was actually submitted in the E3 Game College competition for 2018, and we were a top 5 finalist. So that was really fantastic news, and we got to go to E3 and show it off to industry professionals.
I was able to see it at E3. It was exciting.
It was super exciting for us. So we were floored about it. We submitted it in hopes, we were always like, yeah, maybe it'll happen. But when we found out that it was a top 5 finalist, we were just
it was awesome.
It was really surreal. Cool. We didn't expect it at all.
And I really think that the whole reason that we were able to even go to E3 was because of that cultural representation. And because of the unique gameplay loop that our game had that a lot of other games didn't have. It was talking about much more of a serious topic rather than coming from a purely entertainment standpoint that a lot of the other games came from. It was more educational. It was more it was trying to tell people about the lives and culture of people in Appalachia. So and highlighting that throughout our gameplay. So because of that, I really think that was one of the main reasons why we ended up being able to go in the first place.
Well, when I saw your all's game, it made me think about Justin McElroy's keynote last year where he said, hey, if you're from Appalachia, tell your stories. And so you all have been telling your story with this. Give me an idea. I don't think I got to speak to either of you all last year. Tell me what made you all get into game development and advice you would have for somebody who also wants to get into game development.
So my advice to anybody that is getting into game development is to just make some games. Just go out there, go to itch.io/jams, go to GameJolt, go to Ludum Dare, just make games. Make as many games as possible. They can be crappy games, they can be boring games, they can be just any game, any and every game, just make them. And that's my advice that I can give to anybody that's wanting to make games. Now, the way I got into making games was so it was actually a camp. So it was actually a coding camp, and I was learning C++ in a week. And so within that camp, the last 3 days I had finished, because I had been programming for a year at that point, and so there was 3 days left, and I had already finished all the lessons. So I was like, I'm gonna make a text RPG. So within 3 days, I made essentially my first game jam. Right, essentially what it was, my own. I didn't realize it was a game jam at that point, but I made a text RPG, and I had some people play it, and I was just having people play your own creation is that just blew my mind. I was like, I want to do this. I know this is what I want to do, and I went at it ever since.
What about you?
Want to take the stand?
Yeah. So I got into game development in a roundabout way. My background's in anthropology, so I was really interested in culture and understanding humans. But I saw that there was a disconnect between academia and the general public, and so I wanted to use games as a way to kind of bridge that disconnect and make learning fun. And you don't know you're learning while you're hopefully playing this game. But you are, and you're learning about the culture, and you're learning about the values that are important to these people. And so that's why I want to make games, to have that positive influence on people and communities in general, especially for this game. We're going to be bringing in the community of Blue Heron, in McCreary County, and hopefully Lynch County in the future, to come together and tell their stories. They have stories, and we want to help them tell the world that. So that's my story, but for any advice, it's just the same. You have to start somewhere, and you know, when you're beginning, it's not going to be really beautiful or really great gameplay, but you have to start somewhere. No one's born just knowing how to do all of this. It takes practice and it takes time, and you just have to keep going at it one step every single day, So,
Well, great.
yeah.
30 minutes every day.
Yeah.
Like, just if this is really what you want to do and that's your passion, just 30 minutes every day, and you'll get there eventually, and as long as you're making progress, then you can be happy with it. You can be happy with yourself. So.
Excellent advice. Well, thank you both for talking to me today.
Thank you.
Hope you all are enjoying the expo.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's been a lot of